be a shorter video, but it's a theme that I find is really important, and especially when I was talking about the food divides and other series that I've produced. The feeling I have more and more is that more and more people seem to think that nature is an amusement park. And there have been a number of examples. For instance, I've seen in Europe a number of farmers getting totally angry at people basically deciding to organize things in their fields. They think it's just at their disposal, while actually it's private property. And they drive and they walk and just new crops just coming out of the ground, and they destroy that. It's just like it's even worse than a group of wild boars passing through. And I can understand the farmers are pissed off. Those issues about rewilding, yes, it's nice, and I understand and I agree that nature is an ecosystem and that a farm is also an ecosystem, and it's an ecosystem that is part of a larger ecosystem, but we must not try to think that the farms basically are subservient to the main ecosystem. No, it works together, and those ideas of basically eliminating agriculture in some areas so that we can rewild, no. If we want to help biodiversity, we have to do it with the farmers, together with the farmers. It has to be an integrated system. It cannot be nature versus farming. And farming has made mistakes, yes, we all know that, but mistakes can be corrected. What we need to do is to work together. The ones who want to protect nature have to work with farmers. Farmers do also good work in protecting nature. Maybe not everywhere, maybe not in all productions, but you know what? Help them succeed, help them do a good job. But also the people who want rewilding need to do a little bit of number crunching and realize that what they ask is going to have some serious significant consequences in terms of production cost. I'm not even talking about food availability or do we produce enough or not. I'm just talking about what is the impact of producing food. How is that going to impact the cost? Is that going to impact the prices? And by saying this, I am not saying that reducing cost should be what comes first, no, because there are also long-term consequences, and this is what it's called the externalities, and that is a theme that I've been discussing now for 15 years that I've been doing the Food Futurist. I've been talking about externalities I don't know how many times. It's one of my main and favorite topics because it is so important. Yes, we have to look at the long-term consequences, but we have to look at the long-term consequences of the options that we're also considering to make sure that we're making the right decisions. We have to understand that nature is not a rigid system. It's actually incredibly flexible, adaptable. It can really help us solve a lot of our problems. We have to work with nature, just like we have to work with farmers, and create really a whole system thinking. But the whole system thinking must not exclude the farms. We have a tendency to show farmers as if they were the boogeyman. No, farmers are making a living and they provide something extremely important because everybody needs to eat every day. And if we make mistakes, yes, let's correct those mistakes, let's work together. But nature is definitely not an amusement park. I've seen enough examples, like in Europe, we can see the wolf is extending its area. It had completely disappeared from a lot of European countries, like the Netherlands, like France, and it's back, and it causes also problems because we really need to be careful what we do when we talk about rewilding, because we also putting the equilibrium, the natural equilibrium, out of its normal balance, and we're creating a whole set of other problems. And they don't look at the consequences. Yeah, certain systems have changed, and we have to see that even if we made some mistakes in the past, we have eliminated certain species, we have created a different system, and trying to reintroducing, and it's going to be just like it was 500 years ago. No, it's not possible, because nature has evolved, the whole environment has evolved, and also the number of people and the human settlements have also evolved and developed and have have grown, and this is going to have some consequences. So instead of constantly reintroducing conflicts, we have to really think. But the problem is you have groups that basically work against each other instead of working together, and this is how things go out of control. So once again, just like I was saying at the beginning, nature is not an amusement park. Nature is there for us to live. And there is this biosphere, it's the soil, the air, the water, and with all of it, the food we grow. And yes, a whole bunch of all sorts of organisms, being microorganisms, being insects, being worms, being birds, being mammals, being all sorts of animals. It all contribute. They all contribute, and we have to make sure that we understand how all of that works. But we cannot oppose one part of the system against another, because then when we do that, we don't stop thinking about systems. And if we stop thinking about systems, then it's very simple. We're going to fail.
If you're interested in my videos, please click on the subscribe button, or you can also visit my website.